imagine God is playing a game of chess. Like God can at any moment flip the board and slap his opponent and say, "I won." But God isn't like that. If he decided to play the game of chess, he will follow the rules, and the rule is like he has to pay the price of those acts. He can choose not to, but that we would
Yeah,
say
but God,
is not
God
moral.
should be under no rules. God is the creator of rules. He shouldn't
No,
rules
I would
shouldn't
say
apply. No, no,
self-imposed.
no. When you apply rules to God, you've limited him.
No,
You've
we are not
limited
the
him.
one.
So you're telling him this is you can't do, and this
No,
is
actually,
you
his
do.
No,
his
we
game
are
of
not the
chess
one.
is even worse than that. You know why?
Yeah.
Because if you have to follow the rules according to the game of chess, and if the god wins, then he wins. But if he loses, then he has to pay the price for the loss as well, right?
The
According to you.
lawsuit.
So if he
Yes.
has to follow the rule of the game, whatever game he has enacted, then the question is, in the first place, why does God lose at all? G, are you there?
I think we had him last week, if I'm not mistaken.
Did we? Okay.
Yes. Can you
Hi,
hear
G,
me?
how are you doing? Yeah. You're a
I'm doing
Sanatani,
good.
right?
Yes.
We had
Okay.
him last week. We had him last week.
So today our topic is about Hinduism, and it's about Diwali in particular. You got anything to add to this topic?
Uh, Actually, yes, because Diwali is a festival celebrated because of Ram. I also intend to like clear up some misconceptions about Ramayana.
Are you from Are you from southern India?
No, I'm from North India.
So
Okay.
do you celebrate Ram in Diwali in North India?
Yes, we pray to Ram, but like I don't burn crackers like my whole family. We don't enjoy it as much as other people.
Sorry, where does your family come from?
Like my family is from North India.
Okay, but you're not in North India now.
No, I'm in North India right now. What I'm
Right.
saying is my family don't really enjoy burning firecrackers.
Why is that?
Oh, okay.
Like they just want to be like enjoy a bit more peacefully than other people.
Okay, interesting. Do you think fireworks are a nuisance during Diwali?
Like yes,
Are
to many people
fireworks
they
a
are.
nuisance?
Like yes, because the sheer amount they burn, it do become a nuisance. Like it's like 11:30 almost, and they're still
Okay.
burning such loud crackers.
Yeah, yeah. How much do they cost? Are they quite expensive, the fireworks in India?
Uh, they range they range from like 5 rupees crackers, which kids buy from their own money, to like 1,000 or maybe 10,000 rupees worth of a single cracker. So it's just how much you want to flex in your neighborhood.
Okay. Do you think the Hindus, they spend a lot of money basically just burning fireworks?
Yes, it is a lot of unnecessary wastage, especially if you consider that you can just look up other people, like you can burn a few crackers and then look others who are burning for the same enjoyment.
Hmm.
Do you think
And this
that that
money,
money could be well spent, for example, on the poor people and on the like other things that will be beneficial for the people rather than just like it's like burning money, isn't it? It's like as if you're taking money and set it up on fire.
Like, yes, the thing with Diwali is it's a festival. People do it to enjoy, but after a certain point, it becomes just a waste of money. Like you can, let's say, burn 1,000 or maybe 2,000 rupees worth of crackers, but
Yeah.
people even go to sometime to lakh rupees worth of crackers, which is like it would feed a lot of people.
You know, like Diwali is the is the victory of light over darkness, ignorant knowledge over ignorance, but like spending that money is like it's ignorance over knowledge.
So, like. Uh, I don't know the story pretty well about that. I have heard that basically what people used to do was uh, they took a plant, covered it with a cloth, and poured some ghee, and it was used to guide the ancestors to afterlife. But uh, that same ritual then become like more widespread with the use of crackers, and people started enjoying it, and so it become like Diwali, how it is right now.
Okay.
So
So the crackers, you could tell it's an innovation. It's something which is because like 200 years ago, there was no crackers.
yes, like if
So how
we
was it celebrated then? How was it? How do you think it was celebrated?
like my grandfather, it's maybe 40 or 50 years old. So it's not even like 40 or 50 years ago. He just used to burn uh, lamps all over his house. So
Yeah,
it wasn't like how it is right now.
yeah, I see.
And
Did you worship Yama yesterday?
no, he's from
Uh,
North India,
uh,
Oh,
Sheikh.
North India.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
yeah.
So how
like
do you determine which of the stories are authentic? Because there's like six different versions, isn't it?
like what of Ramayana?
Of the reason for Diwali.
Like
There are so many
it's some
stories. Which one is
like
authentic?
to like it would take someone far more knowledgeable than me to know what's the truth. I can like know six different stories, but I cannot tell which one is the truth just based on knowing the stories. So I don't think I'm qualified for that kind of
Okay,
answer.
but do you think that something is beneficial when there are so many stories and they contradict each other and you do not know, even like for a devotee like yourself, you do not know which one is the truth. Doesn't it like ring alarm bells for you and shows you that, well, hang on, maybe this is not the right path?
So our religion like promotes people to like learn what's the truth and all, but it also lead people to divert from the truth. So it's like it is concerning that people just make up their own stories and own narratives over time. But our religion also says that we have eternity worth of lifetimes to correct our mistake. Like if I believe that Ravan was a good king, which is like objectively false, then I still have another lifetime which I can use to correct my mistakes. So people don't find it concerning that there are Hindus that have wrong stories in their mind, because they might suffer in hell, but they will get another chance in another lifetime.
You see, like I don't know if you heard Brother Zishan before explaining like about the feasts in Islam, celebrations in Islam. We have got two celebrations: the one at the end of Ramadan and the other one like just the final days, amongst the final days of Hajj. And basically, you can ask any Muslim, and he will tell you we celebrate the end of fasting, and then yes, we celebrate that. And the other one is the sacrifice to give to the poor. So it's basically straightforward. There is no mythology regarding it, nothing else. It's according to the script, the holy book that we have got and the tradition of the prophet. But when you look at like Hinduism and that, it's full of mythology that you get lost just between reading between the lines and which is which.
So like I'm currently still learning about my religion, and I have a lot to learn, but I do have like hope that I can at least uh, like shorten and like tighten up the narrative for other people, so like other
How old
people
are you,
are
if you don't
unaffected.
mind me asking? How old are you?
I'm currently 19.
19. So you still have got a lot to learn.
The thing, G,
Yeah.
is that for you to determine the authenticity of something, you need texts and evidences from the time of either revelation or compilation. Yeah, and as you've probably seen from the discussions that we've had with the Hindus, there are no manuscripts dating to the time that those scriptures were actually written down or they were revealed or their divine nature. In terms of contradictions, in terms of inconsistency, the books are replete. Yeah, there's just so many. When you're saying that that's no problem, we can have we have eternity and we have lifetimes to correct this, my question would be, what are you actually correcting when you don't have the original sources? If you had the original sources, then the argument can be made that, you can come back to the truth, or okay, whatever the case may be. However, if you don't have the original sources and you've got eternity, that's an eternity worth of pardon my French, but khichdi, like when you've got certain ingredients and you just, using the ladle to just make the curry from that same ingredients again and again, you're just going to spoil it. So having eternity, I don't think helps the case unless you have something fundamental to this, which is the original texts and evidences. And when we look at the original texts and evidences for Diwali, and for even the original scriptures, the main scriptures, there is none. There's none that we can verify. It's changed over time. In fact, when you hone in on Hinduism and you get scholarly about it, it's actually comes down to, oh, it was passed and verbally. And the thing is, orally and verbally being passed, you could make that case if there is a chain of narration for us to objectively check and measure. But because there's no chain of narration, because this notion of memorizing entire books is not something which is culturally encouraged within Hinduism, like it's not obligatory. In Islam, it's obligatory. Like you have to memorize parts of the Quran. You cannot be a Muslim if you haven't memorized parts of the Quran. It's excused for the early people, but for them, they can, read a little, transcript or whatnot as they're learning Islam, from the prayer mats or whatnot. But you have to at least know Surah Fatiha, which is the first chapter of the Quran. So for us, it's an obligation for you to memorize. But because of these three things, I'm curious to know how you would think that uh, the course can be corrected down the line.
uh, like first of all, the worst thing I would say that happened to our religion was that the conquerors made it like uh, what's the right word? Like the people who ruled over us uh, destroyed our gurus and the Brahmins who used to teach us. So it all become like a mess where people used to make up their own narratives with their lack of understanding. So the first thing anyone has to do is like understand at least their own religion. Like even if someone wants to revert to Islam, I would say at least they should know their own religion before doing so. Otherwise, it's just like an uh, guess they made that no, this religion is better rather than
Just let's come back to the question I asked, which is, when you don't have the original texts and evidences from the time, how is having eternity going to make the case better? What are you actually correcting? I understand that, and this is not just for Hinduism, it's for Christianity and Islam, where you had conquerors that came and removed the text. However, with Islam, because the Quran was committed to memory from beginning to end, you can burn the Quran, you can destroy the Quran, you can do whatever. The Quran can be written word for word. Can the same be said for all of the Vedas, the Manusmriti, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, the Dharma Ved, all of these? Can they be written word for word? Not just word for word as we have it now, but from the get go, the original source. If no, then how can you say eternity will prove the issue? That's what I want to know.
so like you must have known that our religion says time is cyclic. the world will come to end after some point, and then it will start from the new point. Like even if I don't know the truth, if I have done good deeds, I will get a chance to like incarnate at the time when the gods had more influence over the earth, when like the avatars came and educated people themselves. Like that's the idea. People say at least if they do good deeds, they will have a better chance to understand the
Y-
religion
y-
in next
y-
life.
Yeah, but Jay, but if you do, if you commit adharma, if you commit adharma, it doesn't matter how many good deeds you do, it doesn't wipe it out.
No, it's like a scale. A dharma and dharma both balance each other out. If the dharma
They
is
don't
in
balance each other, because if you commit adharma, there is no amount of dharma that can wipe it out, unless you do repentance.
like
But dharma
no,
is not. You see, like in Islam, if you commit a sin and you follow it by a good deed, the good deed wipes out that sin. Which is
like
which is I'm afraid it's not the case in Hinduism.
I'm pretty sure it is. I can be wrong, but the idea is that even if the good deeds and bad deeds are punished and rewarded, uh, so even if someone like commit adharma, the adharma will burn out in hell and they'll get a new start. And if they do good dharma, then they will uh, get a heaven, and the dharma will burn out and they'll get another
Is
start.
killing bugs a dharma or adharmic or adharmic? Killing bugs
Uh, it's the reason, like I would say, which determine
for no reason,
like
like the bugs are minding their own business, and you're blowing the
yes,
lights out of them.
like I would say that's a dharma.
That's adharma, yeah. So you celebrate Diwali, and what you're doing, you are not getting dharma, but you're getting adharma.
Yeah, but Sheikh,
Yes,
he and his family are against the fireworks.
Okay.
He's
Oh,
he's
he's
against the
against
fireworks.
fireworks.
Yeah, but the thing is, you said heaven and hell. This is a temporary thing in Hinduism, isn't it?
yes,
Okay, so adharma is something that even the gods have to pay for. Are you aware
uh,
of that?
yes. But it's not like how we humans pay. Like we humans have no choice. We have to do it.
No, but
If the
I'm
god
talking about the
decides
gods.
to
If
do
the
it,
gods have to, if the gods are subject to dharmic cycle of punishment and you know goodness that or reward, then even the gods are subject to that, and that itself it's kind of mind-boggling, isn't it? Because do you remember why Krishna was killed?
yes, it's a story of Wali,
Exactly. And who killed Bali?
Ram.
Ram. So Ram killed Bali when Krishna was born as the next avatar of Vishnu, because Ram is also an avatar of Vishnu, but Krishna came later. He had to go through the punishment of the crime that Ram had committed.
Uh, See, when Krishna decided to be born as human, they decided to like live as human. It's not like us human who have to live a certain way because it's the only choice. The
I'm
purpose
not talking about
of
the life, I'm talking about the punishment that they had to endure because of their dharma.
yes,
Because of their karma. Because their karma,
so
the deeds were bad, so they had to be punished according to the system of of karma, where if you did something bad in your previous life, you'll be punished in your next life.
like I would
So,
compare
so
to
Krishna had to pay for what Ram committed, killing Bali, the king Bali, uh, and he had to pay for it because another hunter came and killed Krishna then for something that Ram did in the previous life. So anyway, it doesn't add up. I mean, it's just like I said, it's something
like
which
how I would explain it is like imagine God is playing a game of chess. Like God can at any moment flip the board and slap his opponent and say I won. But God isn't like that. If he decided to play the game of chess, he will follow the rules, and the rule is like he has to pay the price of those acts. He can choose not to, but that we would
Yeah,
say
but God,
is not
God
moral.
should be under no rules. God is the creator of rules. He shouldn't rules
I would
shouldn't
say it's
apply. No, no,
self-imposed.
no. When you apply rules to God, you've limited him.
No,
You've
we are not
limited
the
him.
one.
So you're telling him this is you can't do, and this
No,
is
actually,
this is
No,
his
we
game
are
of
not the
chess
one.
is even worse than that. You know why?
yeah.
Because if you have to follow the rules according to the game of chess, and if the god wins, then he wins. But if he loses, then he has to pay the price for the loss as well, right?
The
According to
loss.
you. So if he
Yes.
has to follow the rule of the game, whatever game he has enacted, then the question is, in the first place, why does God lose at all?
Like, no, I would say God never loses. Like, just
Yeah,
think
but
of an
he
If
like
God
follows
doesn't
the
lose,
rules.
then
He
why does
follows the
dharma?
rules.
Why does karma apply to him if he never loses?
it's a self-imposed rule. Like we
What do you mean
call the life.
self-imposed rule? I'm not talking about the rule. I'm talking about the punishment based on the rule of karma.
Uh,
Number one,
see,
why does the god in Hinduism commit adharma to be punished in the next life by the system of karma? That is a question you need to answer.
so I would say like when we say God commit adharma, it's like if we take the story of, excuse me, yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, we
Yes,
can hear
yes.
you.
So when we say God commit adharma, it's the general understanding that he strayed from his duties as an avatar. So like,
Does an avatar commit adharma?
uh, but like by adharma, I would like adharma would be like not following the duties. Like the avatar of Ram was all about following the dharma. So I wouldn't
Bro,
say
it's a simple
Ram.
question. Do the avatars commit adharma? Yes or no?
Uh, I would say no.
You said no? Okay. Did Ram commit adharma by killing Bali?
Like if you just look at the situation, Bali was like trying to kill his brother. So Ram had to protect him, and for that he killed Bali.
Okay, so why did
So
Krishna get punished then? Why did
like
Krishna has
it's
to undergo the karmic punishment for what Ram did in his previous life?
like every action has a consequence. Like the
There you
idea
go.
of
So you see, the consequence is because of the adharma, not because of the dharma.
like
Because according to the karmic
see
system, your adharma will result in a punishment in the next life. If Ram did not commit adharma, which you said he did not, then the question is Krishna got punished for nothing then. Either way is a loss for you. Because either Ram committed adharma or Krishna did not deserve that punishment. You can't have it both ways.
uh, yes, I would say like I have to think it over before I
Yeah.
can explain it. I
I
haven't
I
thought about it
appreciate that
very
because
much.
that's an honest answer instead of just being dogmatic about something that you know is utterly false.
I,
It's contradictory.
Jay, Jay, I tell you what, man, come to the simplicity of Islam. It's so simple. It's one God. You worship that one God. There is no avatars. There is no goddesses. There is no bones. There is nothing of this.
Yeah.
One God, one deity. You worship it. If you do good deeds, you go to paradise. If you do bad deeds, you are at His mercy. If He wants, He forgives, or you punished. But at the end of it, you will be in paradise. Don't waste your life regarding this moksha and dharma and adharma and karma. All of these things, they're not gonna help you in your life. I'm sincerely, as a young man, I sincerely, you are at the age of my children. be do something with your life. Do something with your life. Come to the light, and the light is Islam. This is
Yeah,
my advice to you, my son.
it's a very good advice, Sheikh. By the way, did you listen what the Sheikh said? He said there's the option of forgiveness. So unlike karma, where you have only a binary system, either of reward or punishment, in Islam, even if you do something wrong, yes, you have the option to repent and seek forgiveness from the Almighty. That is a difference between Islam and the Dharmic faiths, where you only have a binary system of either good or bad, and then you'll be rewarded or punished accordingly. There's no option of forgiveness in the karmic system.
Like I have to say that I'm a very rational person. Like the reason I follow my religion isn't because uh, there's some like logic. I just follow it, and I can't explain why. And I wouldn't say that I reject Islam. Like I'm not in no position to say that Islam is wrong or my religion is right. But it's just that before making any decision, I need to at least know more. Uh,
Yeah, absolutely. So
so
that's what the
So
suggestion was. You study Islam.
study
Yes,
Islam.
because you follow, most likely you follow your religion because your parents, your family, your neighbors, your society. That is the reason. But maybe you never looked at Islam. You never. You Now it's time for you to think outside the box of Hinduism, and look at Islam, which we invite you to, because it's because of its simplicity, because it makes sense to your own self. Like whether you're a spiritual person or you're a logical person, in both cases it'll make sense to you. Yeah.
uh,
So inshallah, I mean, hopefully we see you again on our stream, and you will do some reading on have you got a copy of the Quran?
no.
Yeah, we can provide you one. You send us an email, I'll send you a link, you fill up the form, and they'll post a copy of the Quran to you. If you
Free
can't get
copy.
it from your local shops or something, we are more than happy to send it to you.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, so
But
our email is dawahwise@gmail.com. You can email us and request a copy of the Quran, and inshallah, we can do that for you.
Inshallah.
okay. But one thing before I leave, like
Yeah.
I have come over here to clear up some like the basic misconception that I learned when I was like learning the Sanskrit of those verses. So
When you
like
say verses, you mean from the Quran?
no, from
No, from
like
Sanskrit he's
Ramayana
talking.
and all.
Oh yeah, okay. You're asking us to clear your doubts about Ramayana.
No,
Interesting.
no, I'm telling that I learned about some verses and the
Right.
Sanskrit, so I want to clear up some misconception. Like, is there a way that I can share my screen?
Um, what is it? Can you just summarize it for us? What exactly is it?
Uh, s- See, like the story of Mohini or the story of Vrinda. Like, there are many misconceptions that I found about. So,
Yeah.
like,
So the topic today is not about that, but if you come, in our next
Next
Q&A, we
Thursday.
can discuss that. Is that okay?
yeah.
So next week, next Thursday, inshallah, we will invite anyone to ask any questions. It's going to be an open Q&A session, and you can come and ask us that time.
We'll be very happy to discuss Shiva and Mohini with
Yeah,
you.
it's the Sheikh's favorite topic.
Uh, so, yeah, I'll take my leave now.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, G. You take care, mate.
Yeah, bye.
Bye
Take
bye.
care.